Jake Paul is now living through the biggest lesson of his life. Just one punch, that's all it took to put him flat on the ground. One single, devastating blow. And this punch, it didn't come from some rookie boxer or internet celebrity. No, it came from the one and only Iron Mike Tyson, a name that still sends shivers down the spine of every fighter who's ever dared to step inside the ring. Now you might be thinking, wait, did the fight already happen? Was the July 20th match canceled? Why is Jake on the floor before even touching the ring? Well, buckle up, because this isn't just about punches, it's about pride, pain, and the point of no return. It all began at what was supposed to be a routine press conference in Dallas, a promotional event for the upcoming fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. But instead of selling the fight, Jake Paul crossed a line that no man should ever cross, especially not with a man like Tyson sitting just a few feet away. With cameras flashing and media rolling, Jake leaned forward, smirked, and said, "I'll bury you with your daughter." Time froze. For a few seconds, the room was dead silent. It wasn't just the words, it was the tone. Jake said it like it meant nothing, as if he were ordering food or cracking a joke with friends. But what he didn't realize, or maybe chose to ignore, is that for Mike Tyson, family is sacred, especially the memory of his late daughter, Exodus, whose loss nearly broke him once. And now, Jake had ripped that wound wide open again live on camera. Tyson isn't just a boxer. He's a symbol of rage, power, and survival. He's been to hell and back, and he carries scars most people can't see. And when Jake said those words, something inside Tyson snapped. But before we dive into the chaos that followed, let's rewind just a bit. A few days before the incident, on May 20th, 2024, another promotional event had been held at Madison Square Garden in New York. There, Jake Paul had already started stirring the pot. He said, "Mike Tyson's time is over. I'm going to be the one to put him to eternal sleep." Statements like these weren't unusual coming from Jake. He's known for his trash talk and for hyping fights with outrageous comments. But this time, he wasn't just hyping the event, he was taunting a man with a legacy, a man who made a career out of ending careers. Then, Jake took it further. He mocked Tyson's legendary trainer, Goose D'Amato, the man who discovered and shaped Tyson from a troubled teenager into the youngest heavyweight champion in history. Jake smirked and said, "Your trainer made you think you were invincible. But look at you now, slow and done." And then came the dagger, the mention of Tyson's daughter. "Your own blood couldn't survive under your shadow." Those were the words that broke something inside Iron Mike. So fast forward to the Dallas press conference, Jake delivered his final insult. And in that moment, Tyson didn't see Jake Paul, the YouTuber turned boxer. He saw disrespect. He saw pain. He saw every demon he's ever battled, rolled into one cocky kid. Without a second's hesitation, Tyson stood up, crossed the stage, and launched a punch so fast, so violent, that it didn't even look real. The cameras barely caught it, but the sound echoed through the hall. A deep, crunching thud, like a sledgehammer hitting concrete. Jake dropped instantly. Blood started pouring from above his eye. His cheek began to swell. His nose was clearly broken, and the audience, stunned. The press, speechless. Security jumped in, but Tyson was in another zone. He looked like the Tyson of the 90s, wild, furious, unstoppable. It took multiple guards to hold him back. Commentator Max Kellerman, who was present, said, "In all my years of covering boxing, I've never seen bones break at a press conference." Jake Paul, once the loudest man in the room, was now silent, crumpled on the floor, his confidence shattered like glass. That punch didn't just break his face, it broke his image. Doctors later confirmed Jake had multiple facial fractures, a shattered cheekbone, a broken nose, a gash near the eye that required emergency stitches. He was rushed into surgery, and for now, his July 20th fight is officially under review. Whether he'll recover in time is anyone's guess. Tyson's response to the media was cold, short, and powerful. He crossed the line. That's what happens. In the days that followed, Jake re-emerged on social media, bandaged, bruised, crying on live streams. "They paid me for this promotion, and now I'm left with trauma and pain," he said, trembling. Some fans showed sympathy. "No one deserves to be hit like that," tweeted one follower. But others weren't so kind. "He poked the line, got mauled," wrote another. But then, just as people started to believe Jake's pain was genuine, he was spotted at a bowling alley in Miami. Not just present, but bowling, using the very hand he claimed was injured. Photos went viral. Tyson responded within hours, "You don't bowl with a broken hand. This kid's faking it." Public opinion began to shift. Sympathy turned to skepticism. Many began to wonder, was Jake really hurt, or was this all a calculated stunt? But Jake wasn't done. On May 25th, he filed a lawsuit against Tyson in the New York Supreme Court, demanding $300 million for emotional distress, attempted assault, and career damage. Tyson laughed it off on ESPN. "It's all an act. He's just scared of the ring." Tyson's legal team argued that there's no solid medical proof, no x-rays provided, no valid diagnosis shared publicly, and most importantly, no accountability for the words that provoked it all. If the lawsuit holds, Tyson could face serious financial consequences. If it doesn't, Jake's credibility may never recover, and the fight, one of the most hyped matchups of the decade, might never happen. Fans remain split. Some say Jake deserves justice. Others believe he played with fire and got burned. Even legends are weighing in. George Foreman said, "You don't poke a bear like Tyson and expect a handshake." Jake knew what he was doing. So now, the boxing world waits. Not for a punch, but for a verdict. Will Jake return to the ring? Will Tyson face consequences? Or was this all just a carefully crafted play in the age of viral marketing? One thing is certain, this story will go down in history. The day a youth tried to take on a warrior and got knocked out before the bell even rang.